Tima is very good at scratching. He goes to the scratcher. Tima doesn't want to sleep in the daytime because he fears to see the dream about wolf. But when he wants to sleep very much, he permits himself to sleep. And he really sees the dream about the wolf. And the wolf in his dream is very obnoxious, bold, because he steals Tima's sheep. And it took some time for Tima to get the sheep into his dream. He doesn't want to permit anybody to steal his sheep. But the wolf comes into the dream and steals the sheep. He must be a very greedy person to steal somebody else's sheep. Cat Timofey doesn't see any other reason for the wolf to do that dirty business. But then the idea occurs. The wolf is also fond of knitting, and so he wants to knit something for himself or the family and has to steal a few sheep to have some wool, a few fluffy sweaters, and Tima starts to feel more patient to the wolf, even a bit sympathetic. But in general, Tima is not pleased with the wolf's behavior. He disapproves of stealing, even though what he admires about the wolf is his fur. The wolf is as fluffy in his dream as Tima himself. But the wolf leads away his sheep, and it happens almost in every single daytime dream of Timofey. So he tries not to close his eyes as not to see that bad dream. Because Tima doesn't know how to control those silly sheep, though he knows all their names. He calls them loudly: noisy, naughty, silly, fine, small, tall, pretty, greedy, fluffy. Timofey gives his sheep very simple names so as to remember them. Even though he shouts sometimes in his dream for them to hear him well, they may not react. They go somewhere else, leaving Timofey without any sheep, without any wool, so that he has to breed and buy the new ones. It's not so easy to start a business again and again, though a favorite one. Though it's a very pleasant business. But the thing is that sheep probably are not recommended for business, at least for a cat who wants to be an owner of something, because they're a little bit bigger than Timofey, and maybe it is the reason they disobey. Frankly speaking, it is a bit scary to go to the mountains and try to find the sheep. There's a probability to face a wolf, and Tima is not yet ready to face a wolf, because the wolf in his dream is bigger than his sheep, so it is bigger than Tima, much bigger. Tima tried to sing a loud song for him not to go to the mountains, but for the sheep to listen to him at a distance and come back, and his song was very pleasant. Call your sheep, hungry wolf doesn't sleep. It was just a few lines which Tima rhymed himself. But maybe they are not very suitable for the sheep, because they usually don't come back when he calls them, even though it's a sleeping dream and he understands it, but still they disobey for some reasons. Maybe the melody is not suitable, so Tima fails to rescue his sheep sometimes, even though the wolf doesn't eat them, only steals. So there's a chance to get them back. Maybe at night, maybe with somebody's help, like the elder brother's help, so the elder brother doesn't guess about Tima's daytime dreaming. Fortunately, Tima is able to shift his dream. when he's sleeping. So when he's not able to find the sheep, he comes back to the countryside house and stays there in a luxurious mansion with his favorite family.